Come pack with me for our next cruise. We're leaving for our next cruise tomorrow, and I'm going to show you exactly how I pack my bags. I've packed for enough cruises now to know what sounds good in theory and what actually works when you're living out of a suitcase for weeks. I get excited about trips early, maybe a little too early. A few weeks out, I start planning what I want to wear and tossing outfits into this big plastic bin. As you can see, by the time our trip gets close, I've put together quite a pile of clothing options. Like, seriously, it looks like my closet exploded. And I definitely can't bring it all. So it's time to make some tough decisions about what actually makes it into the suitcase. How much I bring depends on the length of the trip, of course. If it's less than a week, I'll pack enough for every day plus one extra outfit. For longer trips, I limit myself to 10 tops and 10 bottoms. This may seem like a lot, but I include everything in this count, from workout clothes to my formal night outfit. I usually end up with 3 casual lounge outfits, 3 outfits for exploring both the ship and the ports, and 3 formal outfits for fancy dinner nights. I have gotten better at packing items that work together over the years. On this cruise, though, I wanted to level up my style a bit, so I decided to give Stitch Fix a try, that service that pairs you with a personal stylist. I honestly wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but I ended up really liking the experience. What I appreciated most is that you don't have to commit to monthly boxes. You can get one whenever it makes sense for you. You can also choose theme boxes. I got one called Sunny Getaway. The best part for me, though, was seeing how they suggested mixing and matching different pieces. While there is the option to buy each item suggested, I mostly used it as inspiration for new ways to wear what I already had in my closet. I tried 3 Stitch Fix boxes and only kept 5 items total, but somehow it still feels like I walked away with a whole new wardrobe. If you want to give Stitch Fix a try, check out the description to get $25 towards your first delivery. Of course, I also need to take the weather into account. If we're staying in one area like the Caribbean, it's easier. Everything's warm, everything's beachy, done. But on this trip, oh boy. We'll be flying from Minnesota to Galveston, Texas, spending a week cruising the Western Caribbean on the Regal Princess, and then heading to Barcelona by way of Bermuda. By the time we hit the Mediterranean, it'll be early spring, which means cooler mornings, layers, and shoes that can handle a lot of walking. And I want to look chic, so I don't stand out as a total tourist in those trendy European spots. Is that too much to ask? Before I even pull out my suitcase, I sort everything into 3 piles. One pile is what I definitely need to bring. The second is what I'd really like to bring, and the third pile is the danger zone, items I'll only pack if there's space. Spoiler alert, I almost always grab something from that last pile at the very last minute, overstuff my suitcase, and then don't even wear it. I'm going to try really hard not to do that this time. We'll see how that goes. I recently started using compression packing cubes, and it has honestly changed my entire packing strategy. If you haven't tried these yet, you're missing out. I picked up a set of 4 on Amazon, and the sizes work out perfectly for how I pack. There's 1 large cube, 2 medium ones, and the small one that I set aside to pack in my carry-on. Let's pack that one first. It'll have my embarkation day clothes, my pajamas, and my swimsuit. I decided to wear this cute top with blue and white stripes for embarkation day. It's very nautical, don't you think? Okay, I'll set that aside and move on to the rest. Once I have my outfits picked out, everything goes straight into the cubes. I zip them up, compress them, and suddenly I'm not dealing with a million loose items anymore. Instead, I've got a few neat, organized bags that are easy to move around and rearrange. Now, I bring more than just clothes on our cruise. I have a whole dresser drawer dedicated to cruise essentials. Lanyards, magnetic hooks, power strips, sunscreen, all those little things that are easy to forget but really annoying to replace once you're on the ship. I also keep some of the bigger items like my snorkel gear tucked into my suitcase between trips so nothing wanders off or gets lost. And of course, there are items that I use on a daily basis that I need to bring. Medications, toiletries, my favorite sun hat. I keep a running list and start going through the house a few days before packing, tossing everything into one big box. It probably sounds a little obsessive, but it works. Now that I have everything gathered and sorted, it's time to see what will fit in my suitcase. I travel with 1 large checked suitcase and a backpack that counts as my personal item. My carry-on roller luggage is mostly dedicated to our recording equipment and electronics, and we won't be getting into that in this video. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in seeing how and what I pack in that. I'll start with my large suitcase. I try to pack as much as I can in this so I have as little as possible in my backpack to schlep through TSA and the airport. The less you're juggling, the better. I always start with my shoes on the bottom. They're the heaviest, most awkward items, so it makes sense to build everything around them. On this cruise, I've decided to bring 4 pairs. I know, that sounds excessive, but hear me out. I'll be wearing my favorite walking shoes on the airplane. They're so comfortable, but they don't have great ankle support, and I know we'll be doing some hiking in Barcelona, so I want to bring my hiking boots too. I'll also bring my water shoes for when we snorkel. I've learned the hard way that you really need to protect your feet from rocks and coral. Nothing ruins a beach day faster than stepping on something sharp. And since I've made a real effort to be stylish on this cruise, I got a pair of dressy sandals that I can wear with my formal night outfits. I mean, I don't think the hiking boots really pair with this dress, do you? So my shoes go on the bottom corner of my suitcase, and I'll stuff some things into my hiking shoes since there's all that empty space in there anyway. I have a collection of resistance band and a massage ball that I use for my workouts, and those fit in there nicely. Every little bit of space counts. Next, I make room for my snorkel and mask, binoculars, and first aid kit. These are the largest items I bring, so it's good to know how much space they're going to take up before I start arranging everything else. The snorkel gear goes along the side of the suitcase, and I nestle the binoculars and first aid kit in wherever they fit. I try to layer them so they take up as little room as possible, kind of like Tetris. Now I can see how my packing cubes will fit in there. I usually put the large one in the top half of the suitcase, and the two medium ones go in opposite corners, which leaves this corner open. I save that space for my insulated lunchbox. Pro tip, we've gotten tired of paying for overpriced, low-quality airport food, so we pack our own snacks. Our go-to is some pita bread, guacamole, veggies, and deli meat. I'll pack all that next to an ice pack in my insulated lunchbox, and then we have dinner for when we get to our hotel. It's saved us a lot of hangry moments on travel day, let me tell you. Plus, after we eat the food, I have space for souvenirs on the way back home. Win-win. Okay, so I've packed the main things, but as you can see, there's still a lot left over. Time for some packing magic. I'll tuck shirts and smaller items into any gaps I can find. You'd be surprised how much you can fit when you really try. It's like a puzzle, and honestly, I kind of enjoy this part. Is that weird? Now, here's what I have left to fit in my carry-on backpack. My embarkation day packing cube goes in first, since that's the most important. Then I add my toiletries bag and my travel documents in a folder. Phew, it all fit. Now let's check our weight tolerance. My limit for this cruise is 50 pounds, and we're at 37.76. Success! Honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself right now. Getting everything to fit and staying under the weight limit, that's a win in my book. Now I just need to resist the urge to add one more thing before we leave tomorrow morning. Wish me luck on that. For more cruise packing advice, check out our playlist here. And remember, whether you're packing for a month of cruising or just a weekend, adventure awaits.